Hi, my name is Gokul and I'm a rising sophomore in Mission San Jose High, and this is my first milestone. So the project that I chose to work over BlueStamp this summer was a weather IoT device. The weather IoT device is a device that changes color according to the weather. Say the weather was sunny, then the IoT device would show the color yellow. My first milestone is getting the color to change manually with two momentary switches. The parts that I needed for this project were a NeoPixel ring with 12 pixels, which will flash the colors, a photon, which is like an Arduino, two momentary switches, a couple of wires, a USB cable, and a breadboard. First, I made a connection between ground on the NeoPixel ring and the ground pin on the photon. Then I made a connection between the power and NeoPixel ring and the power VIN pin on the photon. As I mentioned before, I needed a USB cable. The new USB cable is connected to the photon, which is then connected to a power bank. From the power bank, it'll get the power to the photon and then to the NeoPixel ring, and will help it flash colors. Then I made a connection between data in on the NeoPixel ring and a digital pin on the photon. This will allow the signal to come from the photon to the NeoPixel ring, allowing it to flash colors. I needed to solder in the 3 wires that I made connections to in the NeoPixel ring to prevent it from falling off and making sure it was tight and secure. As I mentioned before, I needed 2 momentary switches. One of the momentary switches was to change colors, like how it's doing now. Each time I press it, it increments the value by 1, changing the color until resetting itself. And the other one is to off it. So each of these momentary switches are connected to digital pins on the photon. They're connected to digital pins and not analog pins because they require a PWM wave in order for the colors in the NeoPixel ring to flash, which will only be provided by digital pins. Each pixel on the NeoPixel ring has 3 LEDs, a green LED, red LED, green LED, and blue LED, also known as the 3 primary colors. Since each pixel is an 8-bit address, it has 256 possible combinations of how much of each color you want, so from 0 to 255. A problem that I had when doing this first milestone was the wiring, as I didn't know how the breadboard works, but after researching I found that the positive strip, the negative strip are each on a panel, and when 2 pins are on the same panel, that means they're connected and the current can flow through. My next milestone will be focusing on getting the weather to change the color rather than me manually having to do it. Thank you for listening.